And when black people say we tired, this is exactly what the fuck we mean. If you missed it, Coco Gauff, a black tennis player, a woman very young actually, she was the first American in 10 years to win the French Open. And y'all talk about bad sportsmanship all the time. Let's talk about this horrible ass, racist ass, microaggression ass response from her opponent. So during a press conference, the opponent that lost to Coco Gauff, of course, was of white skin tone. I don't give a fuck what ethnicity she was. It don't fucking matter. Because if we was to separate on this earth, you can only do black or white. Bitch, you're going to the white side because your skin color. But y'all would never believe what she said. This is what she said. The opponent goes on to say during the press conference that the reason that she lost is not because Coco Gauff is an incredible tennis player. She says the reason that she lost is because she didn't play her best. Here's my thing. It's not like you just go to the French Open and only play one round. We really don't need to debate. We know that Coco Gauff is an amazing tennis player. If you don't know her, go look her up. But it's the fact that this black woman has to go through multiple rounds to get to the finals in the first place and not even fucking play you. So if she wasn't an incredible player, how the fuck did she get to the finals? See, this is what we be talking about. And y'all have the audacity to say black fatigue. Well, stop doing shit.
Aryna Sabalenka lost to Coco Gauff, then decided to lose the plot, the grace, and the press room in the exact same night. And after the internet dragged her into clarity, she came crawling back with an apology no one asked for. Let's rewind the quote that lit everything on fire.
She won the match not because she played incredible, just because I made all of those mistakes from, like, if you look from the outside, kind of like from an easy balls.
That wasn't analysis. That was entitlement. That was a salty, racially coded jab disguised as a post-match reflection. A desperate attempt to strip Coco Gauff of credit for one of the cleanest, most composed wins we've seen this season. You didn't call her talented. You didn't acknowledge her strategy. You called her shots easy and reduced her victory to your own bad day. Coco didn't even retaliate. When she was asked how she felt about the little rant, she just smiled and said, that's her opinion.
I mean, I don't agree with that. I'm here sitting here. I think regardless of who I played, I think I had a good shot to win, and I definitely had that belief. And
that's power. That's the kind of composure you can't fake. And that clearly rattles women who still think sportsmanship only applies when they win. And then, after the backlash came rolling in, Sabalenka hit us with the most predictable PR hostage note we've ever seen. She fully deserved to win. She was a better player. She earned the title, respect. Oh, now it's respect. Now, after Twitter lit you up, after your name trended next to sore loser and microaggressions in tennis, let's be real. You didn't write that to uplift Coco. You wrote it to uncancel yourself. Because when you really respect someone's win, you don't have to be dragged for 24 hours just to say it. Even the apology, the shade still creeps in. I made over 70 unforced errors. I didn't play my best. Okay, Sabalenka, we heard you the first time. But let's be crystal clear. Coco didn't win because you were bad. She won because she was better. Period. You tried to downplay her greatness, and the world clocked you for it. You tried to snatch the spotlight, and ended up fumbling your own reputation. And the worst of all, you showed us exactly who you are under pressure. And it wasn't a champion. It was a petty, insecure shell of one. So save the apology, save the edits, save the spin. Because while you're busy counting your unforced errors, Coco will be looking at her trophy. Real players own their losses. Fake ones blame easy balls and hope a Notes app apology will clean the mess.
The second highest ranked women's tennis player in the world. And imagine somebody say this.
She won the match not because she played incredible, just because I made all of those mistakes from, like, if you look from the outside, kind of like from an easy balls.
Stop playing with me.
So you expect me to believe that Coco Gauff, this one right here, the 21-year-old with 10 singles titles, didn't beat you, just got lucky? And you want us to look at it from the outside. I ain't looking at nothing but the footage. Roll the clips. All right, I hear you. You're hollering. Okay, same holler. She made you reach. Hold it. Plant leg got stuck in the ground. She had you put them boots in the ground. You see it. You was stuck. It's a bucket. All right, let's see what you do here. They put you out the frame. You ain't nowhere to be found. We might as well motherfucker call you Carmen, San Diego, or Waldo. We don't know where you at. Let's see what you got. Come on. Okay. Good. That's good. Okay, power. Uh-oh, you done got cute. Little touch. Oh, she hit you with the lob. Look at you. Confused. Turn around, hoping, wishing, praying that it's out of bounds. It ain't. This is when she did it to you right here. Out of bounds.
That's out.
Lob.
Coco Gauff is the Roland Garros champion.
She beat the side pockets off. You cue the music.
Hi lovelies, welcome back to my channel. My name is Olivia if you're just coming across my video. So guys, I cannot even sleep because this is late at night, but I need to make this video, guys. So you guys have seen what has been trending about, Taylor Townsend, or a black woman, of course, defeated her opponent Jelena Ostapenko. Ostapenko lashed out and told her she had no education, no class, and even threw a shady comment about being outside the US. Now let's be real, that's not just poor sportsmanship. That's racial undertones wrapped in bitterness. Here is the truth. White athletes often struggle when the black athletes dominate them. They don't just lose the game. They try to strip away dignity, respect, and humanity. Calling a black woman uneducated is not random. It's a stereotype. It's a way to say you don't belong here. Yeah, and this is what happens when black excellence shows up. Instead of respect, too often we get disrespect. Instead of congratulating the lady, we get coded insults, because for some, the idea of black woman standing at the top of the line is still too much for them to handle. Let me know what you guys think on this. Was this just heat of the moment, or was it rooted in something deeper? Drop your thoughts in the comment section, and please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, and please support the channel by subscribing to the channel.
This is what we talk about around here. And we understand why they feel I mean, it's just a shout out to Townsend for just having the grace, having the class, having the education to tell that lady. But why is she upset? Because she lost to a black woman. The winner is always going to be the better athlete, the better player. If you want to win, get better. But don't now, because you've lost and you look like such a sour loser. But yet again, my girl, and like I was saying, yet again, my girl has to be the one like Coco who has the grace to, be traumatized by other people's stuff and take the high road. Yet we see it. It's real time we saw what happened. This thing is just, it's everywhere. And when you see it, you can't unsee it. I don't know what the problem I know what the problem is, but it's just like, what is the problem? What is the problem? You lost. Deal with it. Deal with it. But I was so happy to see Townsend, even in her after-match interview, saying, listen, it ain't my problem. I'm moving forward. I'm getting my next check. I'm playing the next match. She's upset about someone. Every day there's something else. Oh, Lord have mercy on us. I don't know what it is that upsets people all the time. Anyway, congratulations, Townsend. Great job, girl. Class, dignity, integrity.
Do you know how hateful, bitter, jealous, and racist you have to be to not only lose your tennis match, but lose it fairly and not even have the basic sportsmanship or dignity to simply say that, you know what, I lost because my opponent beat me. I lost because I didn't win. Good job, Coco girl. I mean, at 21 years old, in her country, she said, well, I knew they were all going to be calling her name, so I just started saying my own name. Yeah, I like that. And for that lady to really sit there at her grown age and say, she didn't win because she played, like, excellently. She won because I made mistakes. Well, what the fuck do you think that... What? That doesn't make sense. And I think the cherry on top of the entire thing is not only the fact that Coco won, but the fact that the French immediately were like, oh, hey, girl. Like, they immediately like, okay, Coco. Like, turned her into, like, the tennis version of Josephine Baker real quick. And that lady sitting there at the press conference just crying. And apparently this isn't the first time she's done this. It doesn't surprise me.
So let's break this all the way down. So Taylor Townsend just beat Elena Ostapenko in straight sets at the US Open yesterday. And instead of shaking hands like a professional, Ostapenko walks up and says, you have no class, no education. Let's see what happens when we play outside the United States. So while she's saying this, she's literally pointing at Taylor's face and jabbing her finger down toward her like she's trying to shrink her, put her in her place. That's not just disrespect, it's intimidation. It's visual domination. And when it's done to a Black woman on a world stage, it's not just personal, it's political. Telling a Black woman she has no education is not random. That's a dog whistle. It's the same rhetoric that's been weaponized for centuries to strip Black women of our intellect, our value, our place. And it's always used when we win, when we disrupt the narrative, when we dare to take up space. And no class, another tired line meant to shame us when we don't smile and shrink. Townsend didn't gloat. She didn't disrespect anyone. She won. And suddenly that's a problem. So then when she says, let's see what happens when we play outside the United States, what are you really saying? That she only wins because of some imagined home court advantage? Or is it a warning that outside the United States, a Black woman like Townsend will get put back in her place? That's not a tennis critique. That's racialized language. That's veiled aggression. And in that moment, pointing in her face, speaking down to her, dripping with entitlement, it wasn't just about losing a match. It was about punishing a Black woman for daring to be excellent in a space that wasn't built for her. And through all of that, Townsend stood tall and said, I'll let my racket talk. That is grace. That's composure. That is what real class looks like. Now, I want to see that same professionalism from the United States Tennis Association and the US Open leadership. Ostapenko should be fined. There needs to be disciplinary action because when Black athletes are met with hostility, verbal or physical, and nothing is done, the message is clear. You're going to protect the game, but not the people in it. If the roles were reversed, if this behavior had been directed at a white player, it wouldn't even be up for debate. It would be action, immediate and loud. Racism in sports doesn't always show up in slurs. Sometimes it's in the tone, the words, the body language, the finger in the face, the need to diminish and dominate. And if the tennis world stays silent now, you're telling Black athletes exactly where you stand.
Now, I'm not the biggest tennis fan, but I don't think I've ever seen such a sore loser. So instead of just giving Coco her flowers and just respect, saying, hey, she was better today. I know playing on clay in the French Open is tough. I made some mistakes. She also made some mistakes, but she was better today and won. Arena Sabalenka literally just goes, yeah, she didn't win. I really lost. And if there was another person out there, they would have beat me too. It doesn't matter. And I understand she says it hurts. She wanted to win. But again, no one seems to be calling her out for just being super disrespectful. And Coco's a professional. She took the shade in stride and says, hey, I won. You know what I'm saying? Like, she could be real evil right now because now she has a 5-4 lead over Arena in their head-to-head matchup. I think she's won the last 2 when they've gone head-to-head. But again, she took the high road. Now, somebody got to tell me, is this how she acts every time she loses? Or is this just Coco specific? Because if this is how she acts, then that's weird to me. And I understand not playing your best, but again, you lost. You know what I'm saying? You came in second. You feel me? You're still probably going to be ranked number 1 in the world. So at least have some grace.
Guys, we really need to talk about this fucking person. Aryna Sabalenka basically took credit for Coco Gauff winning the French Open, saying that here, if you haven't seen it a million times, watch it for yourself.
She won the match not because she played incredible, just because I made all of those mistakes from.
So she did kind of walk it back the next day, saying she played with purpose. It's not a fucking compliment. Yeah, she played with purpose. She purposely kicked your fucking ass. You know, they've met up 11 times. Coco's won 6. Arena's won 5. 2 of those wins for Coco were Grand Slams. U.S. Open, French Open. First time an American's won the French Open in decades. Arena is number 1 in the world. She has earned that title. She's a champion through and through. But, you know, I think when it comes to the 2 of them, mano a mano, Coco's number 1. I think she always will be because I think she truly exemplifies what it means to be a champion on and off the court. You know, not just her grit and tenacity and sheer athleticism and determination, but her poise and her humility is why she's loved by millions. So Aryna can be number 1 for the rest of her career. She'll never be an icon. She's just not. That's not who she is.